How to use Dr. Chan's GCSE total recall system to stop your child going behind with their studies. Hi, I'm Julie, and I've got experience where one of my children suffered with anxiety around revision. The other one lost quite a bit of school through having OCD. So I know what it can be like for a child to sort of either be nervous around revision or to actually lose school because of revision. So this is some quick tips on how as a parent you can help them in the house to stop them falling behind with their studies. So I just want to introduce you to Dr. Chan's total recall system. You don't have to use it for GCSE, you can use it for any level of education whatsoever. But this is basically, there's 3 memory systems that he covers, and that is the alphabet system, the sequential story linking system, and the rooms of the mind system. So I'm going to give you a quick example today using the sort of strategy uses in story linking system, but I'm going to condense it right down. Like, let's just say, for example, you're trying to teach a child about diffusion in chemistry. There's a few keywords in there that can be a bit tricky to remember, but basically diffusion involves particles moving from an area of high concentration to low concentration, and they do that via a concentration gradient, and it's actually called passive transport. How do I remember that? Not because I'm some brain box, certainly since the menopause, I certainly can't remember things very quickly, and that's why I myself use this system to help my children as well as my children using it, because as we get older, all of us, it is difficult to recall facts, especially things I might have learned in school what seems like a century ago. So how did I condense that? I literally just looked at that information before I came on camera. I did it like this. I tried to remember high concentration, so I tried to think of a big head going like that, concentrating, and really, really big, and make it really out there, because the more out there you make the image, because this is basically a process of making information easier to remember by putting into image form or story form or on a journey. And what that does, it not only helps you learn it quicker, but it stores it to your long-term memory as well. And that's why you can still remember things that you learned a long time ago. And I'll tell you a little tip at the end of something I learned about 20 years ago that I still remember now, which is on one of my other videos. But I'll stay tuned till the end and I'll show you that when you'll be amazed. And you'll be amazed what those 10 numbers actually equate to as well, unless you see my video. Anyway, back to the chemistry. So let's just think of a really big head. Make it a big colour if you like. Maybe you can make it purple or sparkly pink or pink with yellow spots. Whatever you want to do it. There's a face like that. And it's right at the top of a hill or a slide. You make it whatever you want it to do. But it's got to be that it's at a high concentration, okay? This head is high, concentrating high up. Then at the bottom then you've got like a slope or a slide, whatever you want to call it, a mountain, whatever you want to do it with your child to make it fun. It's coming down a slope, right? So diffusion is passing from a high concentration to a low concentration. So no surprise then really that at the bottom of this slide, gradient, mountain, whatever you decided to call it, there's going to be a tiny, tiny, tiny head going like that. That's a low concentration. Maybe it's a little baby concentrating. Maybe it's a little puppy. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. As long as it's going to be something you and your child remember. So you've got a big, massive head, possibly, beg your pardon, possibly pink with yellow spots at the top, and then a tiny, tiny baby's head at the bottom. And then the slope, which can be a mountain, it can be, as I say, a slide, it can be anything, but that's going to represent a gradient, something that's going down. So diffusion particles pass from a high concentration gradient to a low concentration. All right, and this process is called passive transport. So how are we going to remember passive transport? Well, the way I'm going to remember it, passive is really where you don't object to anything, just let everything flow, go by, okay? So I've decided I've got a red London bus. There's the bottom of mine, and it's on its side, and it's got arms, and it's directing everybody, and it's just going to let everybody through. Passive transport. And that's how I remember the diffusion process. And I honestly, literally just looked at those facts before I came on camera. That's how much easier it can be to store especially tricky information to help your child to make sure they don't fall behind with their studies at home. As I said, there's other types of memory tricks on here as well. So let me give you another one now, okay? This is a memory trick, and you'll find it on one of my videos. And by the way, I cover lots of ways of how to use Dr. Chan's Total Recall system. If you look on my playlist under Dr. Chan, you'll find loads and loads of different videos there. But basically, one of the first ones I ever used by a memory champion was to learn a very long number, okay, and it was 10 numbers. And the way I learned it was this. I went into my child's school, and in front of me was a big, huge clock. And on the clock, it was displayed 2:15, or in the 24-hour clock, that's 14:15. So there's a big, huge clock in front of me, 14:15. I walked down the corridor, and coming towards me is a floating balloon, and it looks like the number 9. So I got 14:15 on the clock, and then a number 9 following it. And behind us gliding a beautiful swan. Now again, you can make this swan pink if you like, something really out there. But there's a swan following it. And I walked down to the hall, and there's a ceremony, a wedding ceremony going on. And guess who's getting married? A 65-year-old man to a 35-year-old woman. Now, honestly, I learned this memory trick, it has to be 20 years ago. And I can still remember it today, just by using that visualization of a clock with 1415, a balloon 9, 2 is a swan, 65-year-old man, 35-year-old woman. You're never going to forget 65-year-old man marrying a 35-year-old woman here. But if you put that together, put a 3 first, 3 points, right? 1415, 92, 6535. Guess what number that is? You just learned the first 10 numbers of pi. How's that for a really clever memory trick? All right, if you want to invest in Dr. Chan's GCSE Total Recall system, like I said, you can use it for any level of education, right up from 8 right up to 88. It's a really brilliant tool. My mum uses it as well, and she's in her 80s. I'll pop a link into the comments below. It comes with a full 30-day money-back guarantee. What I would say though, for a disclosure purpose, it'll be an affiliate link, meaning that if you purchase the product using my link, there is a chance the product owner might pay me a small commission. But rest assured, you won't pay any more for the product whatsoever. That'll just be done separately by the product owner. You, meanwhile, will pay exactly the same price, and you'll just get a quick access to the link. You won't have to go and Google it. You can just press my link, and hey presto, you're there and paying exactly the same price. So that's just a brief synopsis of what's covered in GCSE Total Recall system and how you can use it to help your child to stop them falling behind with their studies at home. Don't forget to subscribe as well to my channel.